So, with the biggest news of probably this week being the Nintendo Switch 2 just got leaked, right? Supposedly it's supposed to be coming out September of this year. So, that's all we have to go off of. And I'm like, well, guess what? I'm not making an entire video off of the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out in September. So we're doing a definitive tier list. Don't at me. You can comment down below and let me know how wrong your tier list is. Anyways, you guys, we're going to jump into it. We're going to rank some of the best consoles we have. I just went to tierlistmaker.com, typed in game console, and we're just going to make it. We're making this tier list. Let's go, guys. So, I forgot to put my camera back. So, anyways, it looks like we got a tier list right here. It goes beloved, nostalgic, memorable, noteworthy, obscure, forgettable. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's no G and there's no E. So, anyways, we're going to talk about it. First things first, right off the bat, they got the Xbox Series S. It's not the X, it's the S, which in my honest opinion, because you can look at the statistics and see that it's true, is that the Series S has held back Xbox consoles for this generation. I'd say it's noteworthy only due to the fact that the Series S was released with people in mind that may not be able to afford a $500 console, which I completely understand. But in my opinion, it ruined the Series X and how games work on it, because Xbox signed a deal. In order for it to be available on the Series X, you have to be able to play it on the Series X. There's only one game as of right now, as of today, January 13th, 2024, that is not that way, and that is Baldur's Gate. Everybody else has to. So, the Sega Dreamcast, I'm going to try to make this as fast as I can so it's not a 45-minute long video. The Sega Dreamcast is a very great console. It was the last console Sega made. On top of that, it had so many good games and it had so many weird games. And I'd say it's memorable. Only because the lifespan of the Sega Dreamcast was not long at all. I'd say it's 3 years max. They popped it out there. It did its thing. It was gone. The PSP for me, hands down, is nostalgic because it was one of the first handheld consoles where it was released. You could connect to the internet, use Wi-Fi, watch movies. Bruh. It was amazing. Xbox 360. So this one, they actually have the picture of the Xbox 360 Slim, not the classic Xbox 360. Everybody knows. In my opinion, it's beloved. The Xbox 360, in my opinion, is the perfect console. The games that came out, Gears of War, Halo 3, you had GTA 4, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption. There's just so many great bangers that came out for the Xbox 360. On top of that, Party Chat, Xbox Live. It just goes on. And it was simple. I turned the damn thing on. It worked. I went over to the friends tab. I select my friend's name, invite to party. None of this that we got nowadays. Like, sometimes I want to pull my hair out. And I can't really do that. Anyways, next one is going to be the Game Boy Advance SP. The Game Boy Advance SP I absolutely love because guess what? You didn't need to have light on your screen to be able to see what you were doing. The SP on top of that, it's just an all-around, it was a great console. I love it. And the Pokemon games I played on it, and it was just great. The Nintendo DS. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Nintendo DS. I think it did amazing things. I'd say it's memorable in my opinion. No, yeah, I'm going to say memorable. Because a lot of the games that really were cranking out for the Nintendo DS was like all through high school and into my early career in the Navy. So I didn't really get to play it unless it was a Pokemon game. It was good. It was good. That's all I gotta say about that. Some people might get mad at me, but hey, it is what it is. I don't really have many memories with the DS. this is Sega Genesis, like damn near S ranked, but I'd say the Sega Genesis is definitely an amazing console. Brought me so many amazing games. Like it's such a great console. Like I love the Sonic games, Ninja Gaiden, all those. Like it was great. I'm a huge Sonic fan, so like I played every Sonic game they had. PlayStation 2, in my opinion, is beloved. I'd say it's below Xbox 360 if you're ranking consoles, but Kingdom Hearts, all those amazing games on there. I don't know why they're doubling up because that is the slim version of the PlayStation 2, if you guys didn't know. But in my opinion, it's a pretty damn good console. So here's the first hot take. I am a huge Xbox fan. I absolutely love the Xbox 360. I love the Xbox One. I actually have a Series X sitting next to me, but the original Xbox was just noteworthy because it was eclipsed so much by the PlayStation 2. It was there. I mean, it had Halo 2. I did not get into Xbox until Xbox 360, and that's about it. The Nintendo Wii, I'd say, is definitely memorable. They have the great motion controls. Mario Kart, what was it? No, it wasn't Double Dash. Was it Double Dash? Anyways, the Mario Kart for that one was amazing. I loved it. The Wii U, forgettable. Forget about it. That's all I'm going to put. With me, it's forgettable. The PlayStation 4, people are going to get mad at me, but I did not actually start playing my PlayStation 4 until probably about 3 years ago. And then I ended up getting a PlayStation 5. So for me, the PS4 is forgettable. The Nintendo Switch is definitely memorable. It has a lot of really good games. It brought us our first open world Pokemon games, Sword and Shield, Legends of Arceus. And then on top of that, you got Scarlet Violet. I'd say the Nintendo Switch it's a great console. On top of that, the longevity of the Nintendo Switch is there. It's great. It's amazing. When it comes to it, Xbox Series X is just memorable because, like I said, I feel like it's been held back so much by the Series S that there hasn't really been anything really noteworthy that I'm like, damn. I just remember it being, it's just a fucking powerhouse. And on top of that, it's like a refrigerator. Like I actually have the Series X refrigerator sitting next to me. It looks just like a refrigerator. I don't know why the original Xbox 360 is down there because we're just going to put the Slims next to each other. The Atari is definitely noteworthy because when it comes to the Atari, it's got a lot of like classic games that a lot of boomers. I'm not a boomer, by the way. I'm a millennial. Don't at me. Love and shaped a lot of the games that we play today. Even of yesteryear. It's definitely noteworthy. It's one of those ones you have to show your respect for due to the fact that it is the Atari. That is the 2600, by the way. The original Game Boy. So the original Game Boy, I never got my hands on. I did not get a Game Boy until Game Boy Color. My brother got the Game Boy because my brother was an asshole and people wanted him to be quiet. I was a really good kid growing up, by the way. And my brother would be rude and obnoxious and people would be like, here, play with this. And that's how my brother got a Game Boy. I think somebody found it in their basement and gave it to him. Like, who does that? And mind you, this is like 96. And then my dad ended up spiking it. Because they got into an argument. So anyways, the original Game Boy to me is just noteworthy because it was cool. But the Game Boy Color is definitely nostalgic. Game Boy Color is amazing. Like hands down. I actually have a purple one over on my shelf, which is my original Game Boy I got when I was 8 years old. Like I said, it was just amazing. I loved my Game Boy. This is a Sega Game Gear. The Sega Game Gear is really good. It's memorable. You know why? Because I remember I could play Sonic on the go. You had like the problem with the Game Gear was you had to put 8 AA batteries in it, and those 8 AA batteries only lasted 30 minutes if you were lucky. It had a backlit screen. It was huge. It was bulky. I actually have one of those. If you guys want, I can bust it out, show it to you guys. And on top of that, the cool thing about the one I have is that it actually has the dummy batteries that I could put into it and a wall charger, so I can actually play it that way. Anyways, the Game Boy Advance is definitely noteworthy. I like the SP model way more than the Advance because I went Game Boy Color to Game Boy SP. I didn't even get the Advance. All because I just remember how much my cousin would be like, I got a Game Boy Advance, I'm so cool. And I'm like, okay. And then when the Game Boy SP came out, I bought that. He was pissed. So this is the PlayStation Portable Go, I believe it was what it was called. It's a very obscure one that not a lot of people remember. It's also 100% digital. It's very much like I actually have the Sony Ericsson Play, which is the PlayStation phone. I got that in the other room actually. Very similar to that. It's 100% digital. It's way ahead of its time. It's so freaking cool. But I never got one. I never got one. I don't know why. That's the same with the PlayStation Vita. I always wanted a PlayStation Vita. I just never bought one. It's a very obscure console to me because I never actually got one. Like, it's just one of those things. The PlayStation 5 is actually where I've played most. Like I said, I ended up playing the PlayStation 5 way more than the PlayStation 4. I'd say it's an A tier for sure. When it comes to consoles, the exclusives, I love how the dashboard works. I genuinely actually love the Xbox, the PlayStation 5 over the Xbox Series X. And on top of that, right now we're in this weird phase of consoles where you don't get exclusives, you don't go buy games. What you do is you actually subscribe to their subscription shit. And I'd say the PlayStation Plus is way better than the Game Pass, and like on top of that, it offers better games for me, in my opinion. So we're looking at the next one, PlayStation. PlayStation's memorable. I was at an age when I came to like the original PlayStation where I used to play it, where it was a lot of fun, but I was really, really, really bad at games. So like I would get mad and then like just be done with it. The GameCube, GameCube's got so many bangers on it, bro. Definitely worth checking it out. The original Nintendo is definitely memorable. It's like a B tier console to me. There's a lot of really good games on it. And a lot of characters that we know and love today actually started out on that. The next one's going to be the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo, let me tell you, that was my jam. You had Zelda Link to the Past. You had Link to the Past. You had the first Mario Kart. You had was it? There's Super Mario All Stars. I think it is on there. Amazing console. It was just all around great. Um, this is another PlayStation. Boom. Nintendo 64, definitely noteworthy. It was a lot of fun. Now, don't get me wrong. That was one of those consoles I played over at my friends' houses, and I didn't really get until after it was already dead. Um, I loved GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, of course, Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing. The list goes on. It's definitely, actually, it's probably more nostalgic now. Like I'm really, really thinking about it. Here's another Xbox 360. I don't know why they have so many on here. PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3, here's two of them because this is the original. This is the Fat Boy, allows you for backwards compatibility. And then this is the Slim Boy. Between those two, definitely noteworthy, but I have to admit, the noteworthy part about PlayStation 3 is the data breach and how long freaking PlayStation Network was shut down for. So that's why it's noteworthy. That's why I avoided PlayStation for so long. Like I said, if you look at top, you see I love the PlayStation 2, and then my next top tier one is a PS5. That tells you like how many generations of PlayStations I missed. This is the Xbox One with the failed Kinect. Um, I actually have the original Xbox One, and I also have a Kinect in the closet. I can technically play those games on stream probably. I got Fruit Ninja. Let me tell you, I am a ninja, my dude. Um, Followed by this is the 3DS and then the 3DS XL. I got the 3DS XL. I actually enjoyed both consoles. They're definitely, I'd say, noteworthy only because I got them to play Pokemon. It's the only game I really like checked out. Now, don't get me wrong, they do have Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask on there. Two very, very great and really well done remakes. And it's just, I highly recommend it. The Virtual Boy. I put that in obscure only because it was so hard to find the Virtual Boy way back in the day. Even to this day, it's very hard. Especially one in working order. Yeah, good luck. Now my best friend had one. I have played a Virtual Boy. Do I recommend it? No, because after about 30 minutes, the red of the Virtual Boy starts to hurt your eyes. Do not recommend it. It's a cool console. It's a just like I say, a gimmick like the old Nintendo Wii. This is the Xbox One X, not to be confused with the Xbox Series X. So this is the Xbox One X. It's cool. Let me tell you, it's a powerhouse. It's significantly smaller than the original Xbox One. It's a little powerhouse all to itself. I put it up there with the original Xbox One. And I believe this is a Saturn. A Saturn is very obscure. Because truth be told, when it comes to the Saturn, I never played the Saturn. I still to this day, I'm 33 years old. I have yet to get my hands on a Sega Saturn and actually play. I've gotten my hands on quite a few of the games for it, but I've never gotten my hands on the actual console itself. And I believe the rest of them down here are duplicates. So this is my S tier list. This is my tier list. Period. End of story. I will admit, when it comes to my beloved consoles, Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 2, two of the greatest consoles to be ever made. And like I said, the greatest console to be ever made was the Xbox 360 because of ease, like the ability to play it was easy. The games on it, the franchises that we got on there, just phenomenal. Period. End of story. If you at me, you wrong. And then, like I said, you go down from here. The rest of these, this is solid. This is the best tier list you'll ever get because, like I said, you're the rest of y'all's tier list is wrong. Now, I kind of wish I could have gotten my hands on some of the obscure ones, like the PSP Go or the Vita. I never got my hands on them. I've thought about going out and actually buying a Vita because there's quite a few very good indie games on the Vita that utilize that hardware to its like fullest extent. The Sega Saturn, like I said, it's just like the Dreamcast. Now I've gotten hands on with the Dreamcast compared to the Sega Saturn. That's why I put it in there. Very obscure. Didn't get to play it. But yeah, that's my tier list. So let me know how wrong is your tier list down below. Hopefully it's not too far off from mine. Because like I said, the best console ever made was the Xbox 360. Hopefully you guys had a really good time hanging out with me. 19 minutes, it's not too bad for as big of a tier list we just had. Don't forget to mash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Bye!